if you go back to the first year, folks, they were a play from 12 wins with 2 NFL players. And that was, if you recall, the last 2 years have been, by Pac-12 historical standards, the conference was about as good as it's been. Our basketball school, Arizona, won 7 straight to end the season, beat Oklahoma. Like, we're not the SEC. It was really good by Pac-12 standards. We had like Oregon State was viable.
Right.
So,
no question. I am curious, though, what does success look like in year 3? Because I look at what was lost with Caleb Williams. And while I think Caleb Williams was the ultimate neutralizer, if there was a talent advantage on the other side, like Caleb could elevate and neutralize that talent. But oftentimes he played so much out of the system. And this is not a negative. I mean, he improvised so much and he just didn't really stay true to what made Lincoln Riley an 8-figure-a-year head coach. I think that's going to be okay with Miller Moss. I still think with that weaponry, I think they have 4 game changers at wide receiver, all sophomores, I might add. I really like SC's personnel offensively, and I think it will allow Lincoln's exo acumen to shine this year, as opposed to just seeing Caleb run around and create magic the last 2 seasons.
You have literally touched on something that is the great unspoken with the program, is that they played actually in more structure in Caleb's first year.
Right.
By the second year, injuries to the O-line, Lincoln got very tentative once the national championship playoff was out to get Caleb hurt. And frankly, he felt he almost owed it to Caleb. You know, he got a Heisman. He didn't want to get him hurt. They didn't trust the offensive line. And it became kind of an ad-libby offense in the last 3 or 4 starts for Caleb. And there are people that have told me it'll go back to being Lincoln Riley's offense.
Yeah.
It was the first year with Caleb and parts of the second. It sort of dovetailed, and it's not a criticism of Caleb. It's they didn't want to get him hurt. They didn't trust the O-line. They didn't call stuff because they didn't want to put him in a bad spot. There was a backyard feel to a lot of what SU was doing. And Lincoln felt he lost the offense a little. So Miller Moss at the Holiday Bowl ran Lincoln's offense and looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And so I think to your point, you're literally touching on, so that's why you're so connected. You're really touching on something that in the program, there's a feeling that Miller's going to play. It won't look like Oregon, Dan Lanning, and Bo Nix, where it's like, like they're dialing up where to go. It won't be quite that, because I do think they have really good young perimeter talent, but it'll be Lincoln's team. I'll give you an example. In the NFL, when Aaron Rodgers was there with young Matt LaFleur, it was kind of Aaron's offense, right?
Completely.
If you watch them last year with Jordan Love, it was the first time I had said this on the air that I watched the Packers and thought, oh, that's Matt LaFleur's offense.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And it's not a knock on Aaron, but superstar quarterbacks are going to blow off the coach. They're going to go in the huddle, roll the eyes. Sometimes for self-preservation, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You wouldn't do that with Saban.
No.
But that happens more than people think, and I think it happened at SC. That's my point.
It's a completely fair assessment. But tell me this, if you're Caleb Williams, are you going to hand it off in an RPO? Probably not. Why would I? We're better with the ball in my hands. I think I'll just I'll take this thing over and we'll see where we go.